Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I think everything should be set up just fine with audio and video. There's already 20 people here. So, of course, I'm a little bit early, but I'm gonna wait a little bit for people to join the chat, to join the live. I don't know how many people there will be. I think a lot of people are working. Of course, in the US is 1 p.m., so a lot of people are outside doing their stuff. But I think in Europe, because it's already so dark now, 6 p.m., it's kind of feels like night. Hi, everybody. Oh, there's already some people. Hi, hi. Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. Denmark here. Wow. Kosovo, Denmark, South America. There's always like the entire world here. Is the sound good enough, guy? Is a good level? Can you hear clear and can you see clear? I'm doing a very moody festivity kind of Christmas mood kind of vibe, very warm, with the Christmas tree that my wife just made right here. I have my Ursa here, if we're gonna talk about it a little bit, but oh well, yes, sounds good. Okay, amazing. Lisbon, sound is good, audio is perfect, very nice looking, thank you. Yeah, I'm not doing much. Practical IKEA light in the back at 60%, and here in the corner I have another IKEA light, but they're kind of LED, but they're warm, so they emulate the tungsten. And I'm shooting on the Pocket 6K right now, so I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, I like this setup. You know, I didn't think it was needed to take out the aperture, because I really like this mood, and I think it's pretty cool, and hopefully you guys gonna be able to see it nice. Yeah, I like doing this stream, and I think it's I really care about taking care of the image even on a streaming now, because I think it's, you know, when people look at a cinematography channel, I think they should at least see a nice interview setup even for streaming. And the Pocket 6K with the Sigma 18-35 is doing a pretty good job. I have my Rode lav right here connected to the Pocket, so I think for streaming it's good enough. Lot of people, a lot of messages already. Hi everybody. Yeah, I'm sorry, now that I'm in Europe, it's kind of tricky to do live, because I know, of course, in the US is early, in Europe is 6 p.m., which is probably good, but in US probably still a lot of people, actually, they already text me that they couldn't make it, but the live is going to be up on the channel, so it's going to be nice. Hi Floria from Germany, Oliver from Tampa, nice. Yeah, but I didn't really want to do it at midnight in Europe, because it's 6 p.m. in America, but it would be a little bit crazy. But yeah, 6:01. We can start. As you can see, the title, guys, this is not a negative title. Maybe some people might think I want to talk about bad things. I actually want to talk about good things. Because as I mentioned in some comments, I think economic recession is a good time if you're smart enough and to get good deals on everything, on gear, but there's also opportunities to find more work, because there's nothing you can do about it. Video is gonna keep being the epicenter of the media consumption, and more companies are gonna still make video even in the worst economic recession, depression, whatever you want to call it. So I think, you know, it's not necessarily, it sounds like a bad title because you're used to see on YouTube all these there's a big crash, there's a big going on, but I was just like, no, I think it's gonna be a very positive and nice video where we can talk about a bunch of stuff. Yeah, feel free to drop your question in the chat. I'm gonna do my best to answer all of them. I already have some comments that you guys left on the community tab, so there's a bunch of stuff here, but I want to just start from the main topic of this video, which is this economic recession, which it was kind of expected. I mean, I was expecting it since a while, since the US started to print money like crazy with COVID, just to give people $5,000 a month. That was pretty crazy. So I think it was kind of expected, but yeah, we're gonna talk about Peter finding clients, especially in this in this kind of situation and everything. I think it's a situation again where we should take advantage, and I want to start from something that I noticed, and here I'm gonna give you guys some insight. One, it's very common knowledge. You can go on any Facebook group that sells gear. This is mainly US based users, and I also have some insight from people that shoot big commercials in LA, and I'm talking to some people, and of course this is probably not for everyone, but the people I talk to, big DP, big commercial DP, you know, budget from $300,000-$400,000 up above, DP that are stopped working for 2 months without any job, any kind of job. And I think it's a very good point actually to start the conversation, because I think it's you know, I think we need to ask the question, why these huge DP, why these huge production company are slowing down. And of course, because when we start talking about 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, $1 million budget for commercial, of course, company in a time of recession, or I wouldn't call it necessarily recession yet, but maybe uncertainty, where there's a lot of people, and this is like all over in every market, a lot of people are waiting to see what's going on. But of course, one thing is spending $5,000 to create some social media content that are going to help your brand to advance and to be known by the people. And another thing is to take out $1 million to shoot a commercial where you don't know if you might laying off people, whatever. Take the case, for example, Facebook just laid off 11,000 people, 13% of the workforce. Maybe they're not gonna cut on marketing or ads, but they might, since they cut off a pretty good chunk of people. So it's a very good indicator that these huge production are slowing down. On the contrary, and here I want to kind of a little bit connect to the one-man band kind of thing. It could be during this time of uncertainty, recession, whatever you want to call it, crisis. I think being one-man band, being able to get out there with your mirrorless camera, with your pocket, with your Ursa, with your Red, whatever, by yourself, and maybe with AC, and charge low money and create some good quality content, because mainly right now they're going on YouTube and Instagram, social media. I think that could be one of the gear that is going to make the difference between a huge commercial DP, which now might be sitting on his couch, and maybe me or you and a bunch of other independent filmmakers that are used to work with low budget, and they probably never going to see such a huge drop in clients and business flow, I think. So I don't know, guys, what's your experience? Feel free to drop a comment. This is very based on location, because America is going to be the first one to slow down. Probably Europe is going to follow, and there are some countries like Italy that they're living in an eternal crisis, so they might not even see the difference. But of course, I would say countries like the US, where they used to like push and money, that is where you're going to start to see a little slowdown probably first, and then probably Europe and South America or Asia is going to follow. I'm not too sure, but I would love to hear what you guys think about this. If you are still working, if you are if you notice a slowdown during this month, maybe not, I doubt it. Maybe again, if you do like medium to small stuff, like I do quite a bit of them, I don't think it's gonna be crazy. I can tell you right now, I sent out a couple of quotes. never get a reply. People are like, we'll wait till next year. But maybe it's all the holiday vibe, all the holiday thing. So it's you never gonna know. But I'm gonna start reading some comments and then we can pick up from there. Fabian, I helped you with the BTS for Mercedes. Amazing, thank you. The video did very well. Sorry. Hello, Theo. Hope you're doing well. Salah Ali. I'm just wondering how to be only a DP when you are a filmmaker. My professional goal is to stop doing everything in my project and becoming a higher DP. This is hard. I think to answer your question, if you want to be only a DP, you're gonna have to slow down. So you're gonna have to stop taking some gigs. You have to focus more on maybe short, maybe spec ads, maybe this kind of stuff, and start to building a network with director, producer, gaffer. So people that know that you're gonna be the DP in a production, and so they're gonna basically call you every time. For example, the director is gonna direct something, is gonna call you, this kind of stuff. This is a choice. I know people that, of course, if you can afford it, they start be very selective for their job. They start saying, no, this is not gonna do it. This is not gonna do it. I don't care to make 2,000. I don't care to make 3,000. I'm only gonna take DP gigs. If I would have to do just DP gigs, I would be completely broke by now. So it's something that I'm not even sure I would like to do, because I really love the entire project. I love the production, I love the post-production, I love the directing, so I love kind of everything, so I like to be involved. But I also do works where they call me exclusively as DP. I don't know how to move just to DP. I don't know if it's something you want to do, but if you do, again, you have to expect a big slowdown in jobs. You have to be super selective, and you have to wait and for the right gig and skip quite a lot of jobs, I think. I know some people that did it in America. They probably were able to afford it. I don't know how, but yeah, maybe I have some friends that they don't have to pay for a house because their parents own the house, they just gave it to them. So there's not this rent or mortgage pressure on them, so they can wait and chill. But I think it's possible. You have to be very selective. You're gonna probably miss out a little bit on quite a bit of income. Peter, tips for finding clients as a commercial DP. I think to connect with what I just said, I think you need to find a director, multiple director to work together. Because if they don't work, you don't work. If they work, you work. So if you only want to do DP and you want to find gig as a commercial DP exclusively, I think connecting back to the recession, I think we're going into economic environment and situation where business is going to start cutting budget on big production, and they're going to be like, okay, we can't really afford 5-6 people crew. We just want one guy. We're giving you $5,000 and you take care of everything. So these I think is a scenario we're going towards. But I don't have the crystal ball. I can't predict the future. This to me is what a lot of companies are realizing right now, is that, oh, wait, we don't have to spend $8,000 a day to rent an Alexa. We can shoot the same thing with the Sony FX6, with the Ursa, with the Pocket. I think there is this realization from brands, not only based on crew, but also gear, right? Like, okay, why? I do understand that you want to use a $10,000, no, $100,000 cook set to shoot a particular video. You're gonna go to the client, you're gonna tell them, hey, I just bought this $100,000 lens set. We should use them, but it's $6,000 more for the production. And they're gonna start looking at you and say, but why are we using these lenses? Like, okay, is the thing going on TV? Is going on, oh no, it's going on Instagram, it's going on TikTok, it's going here and there. So I think a lot of clients, brand agency, production companies start realizing that they don't need to spend this amount of money for these big cameras, this big cinema camera, this big lens set. I mean, yeah, there's gonna still be those huge production. But I think at the medium level, we're gonna start seeing a more like one man band, maybe 2-3 people crew kind of direction. And yeah, maybe just bring the pocket, because we don't really care about having a huge Alexa. If that's gonna charge us, is that gonna cost us like, I don't know, an Alexa in America with a cook set, maybe 3-4 grand more per day. In Europe is gonna be much more. So to answer your question, I'm not too sure in this moment, but to give you an answer, the key here is producer and director. You have to be not really having a working relationship with these people. I think you have to have a friendship relationship with these people, because a producer and director, they call their DP, which is always their friend. And I talk about this actually. If there's people here that follow my course, I talk a lot about it. And I always say, guys, you have to be friends with these people. I found people in California that we were, emailing and chatting, and they were like, Matteo, I really would like to work with you, but we can't, because if we do, I'm gonna lose my friend, because he's gonna be pissed. And so they didn't call this friend DP, not because they didn't like my work or they preferred his work, just because they have a beautiful relationship and they want to keep going on that relationship. So to answer your question, Peter, you have to develop very deep relationship with director and producer at the point where they're your best buddy. You go out for a drinks, and you're gonna enter their life, and and it's hard to do this with people that are already working. And that's what I always say to people, is like, find someone when you're starting out. Find someone that you're gonna work together, a director, a producer, a gaffer, because then you're gonna grow up together. If this guy's gonna go directing BMW, of course he's gonna call you, and maybe the agency is gonna tell you, what DP do you want to bring? He's gonna do your name. So I think building deep relationship is extremely important for finding gigs as a DP. I don't think portfolio matters anymore, because everybody's good. I mean, you check the Instagram of the top DP in the industry, they all look the same. I can't tell the difference. So we're all good. The cameras are all amazing. Gear don't make any difference. So I don't know. Valerio, do you think it's a good time to buy gear now? Depends. I have another thing that I wanted to talk about, connecting back to the recession, is that I posted it on YouTube today, but then I deleted the post because I want to talk about it in the video. So I'm on a couple of Facebook groups on about used gear, whatever, cinematography, marketplace, whatever. And I swear, guys, I'm on there since a while, and I never seen so many Alexa, so many Red, so many Cook, so many Zai, so many, you name it, there's everything. And everybody is selling like crazy. Even today I saw 3 sets of Leica. One set of Leica, $20,000 rehoused with PL mount or rehoused. And the guy was saying, I'm selling for less because I don't know. Maybe he needs money. I don't know. But it can be a good time to, for example, if you buy from a reputable dealer some lenses, it could be a good time to tell him, hey, look, maybe you want 20, I have 18, you want to take it? And it's very likely he's going to say yes. So I don't think we are in a time where they're going to give up a deal, or they're going to be like, oh, screw it, I have another buyer right next to you. I think they're getting squeezed. A lot of production company in the US, a lot of rental, they put so much money, they took so much money from free money that the US government gave to company. Because if you guys not familiar with the US basically during COVID, if you had a business based on your previous tax period, they were giving away money for free. Call it forgivable loan. I took one myself. It wasn't that much because the previous year is when I just started, so very little money. But imagine if you had a company that's working fine, and 2019 maybe you were pushing it and you made I don't know, $500,000 like a revenue. Maybe they give you $70, $100, $150,000 loan, forgivable. So all these people took this money, throw it into like a Dolly or set of Cook or Alexa, and because they never had to pay it back. There's also was another loan that people took with interest rate to pay off, and I know so many people in the US that took it, people that I personally know, but of course they had to pay back with a 3-4% interest rate. But they were like, yeah, it's like $150,000, whatever. We'll take it. We'll get the cook, we'll get the Alexa, and then we'll pay it back because you pay month by month, that kind of stuff. Of course, when business is slowing down, you're gonna keep having your monthly payment, and you're gonna be like, crap. This client left, that client left, and this in America is very common. So I think it's a good time to buy gear, because people they might feel the slowdown in business, and they might have bills to pay, and they might be willing to give you a good deal. So could be. Maciej, I hope I pronounced it correct. Clients want to get Instagram reels. Will you still film it on the Blackmagic Pocket? Will you use the camera in vertical mode? Thank you, Insus. Yeah, I will do with the Pocket, and I'll just shoot vertical if that's what they want. Actually, the Pocket, I think it's a perfect camera for that, or even a Sony, because you just turn it, you have a screen, and you can see what you're doing. I recently shot like big cam. I mean, I helped on the production on that. It was like a kind of FaceTime thing, and we shot it with the Pocket. They wanted to shoot with the Alexa, but I told them, guys, there's no point. We have the Pocket. It looks the same. This is gonna emulate a FaceTime call. There's absolutely no point in using an Alexa. They listen to me, and so yeah, I will do it with the Pocket, with the Sony, with whatever camera. Hello from Sweden, Bushman Media. Hello. Oliver, I definitely see the slowdown here in Tampa, Florida. No inquiries for the past month. Yeah, I think in the US we're gonna start to see this more often. Of course, stocks is tanking. Crypto is basically now I don't even know what to call it. It's just, I don't know. It's death. I don't want to call it. I don't know. It's strange. It's strange. I know so many filmmakers that dump so much money into crypto, and they pretty much lost everything now. I know people that are still up by very small margin. So I think stock, crypto, inflation, all this kind of stuff is firing up a pretty big slowdown. So businesses are cutting on spending. But I can see it here too, because now I just finished, thankfully, these 2 jobs, and I'm gonna have the payment process in December, so I'm fine for the rest of the year. But I don't really have any. I have a couple of quotes out there, but now there's a holiday, there's Black Friday, Christmas, so people don't really want to think about it. I think they're just gonna enjoy the holidays. I think, to be honest, from what I see, I think people took the 2022 not off, but judging by the amount of people I saw in Lisbon this year, any day of the week, I think a lot of people were like, after 2 years of pandemic, whatever, we're just gonna take it easy and do nothing for a year. So hopefully 2023 people are gonna start going back and do stuff. But this is just my opinion. I see just so many people still out, still traveling, so. Nico Lanubila, I hope the market will slow down slowly. Yeah, I think it is. It's not tanking or anything for now. Hello from the other side of the planet, Vietnam. Beautiful place. I was trying to plan a trip actually to Vietnam. Not sure at this point it's gonna happen, but most clients want big production promotional video with budget of 200 euros. I'm tired. What can I do? I think everybody was there, David. I think you don't have to get depressed about this. I think it's a moment where everybody kind of passed through, but I think what you should do is improving your portfolio and tell the client, look, you want this? It's $1,000. You want something cheap there? Don't do it. Honestly, for 200 euros, I wouldn't do anything. I mean, I don't think there's really a point to even take my camera and step out of my house for 200 euros. So, but I'm not sure where you live. But even in Portugal, 200 euros is pretty low. So for a full day with the camera filming and stuff. So what you can do, yeah, is improving portfolio and try to find better clients. I think that's the goal. Okay, let's see here. It will be the third recession during my lifetime. What can we do? 2008, the COVID, and the post-COVID. I don't know. But again, guys, I think there's good opportunities, and I'm not a financial advisor or anything. You know, the problem of how the mind works with people is like, oh, the Leica car costs $20,000 and they buy them, right? Because we're in an economic boom, everything's buying. And this is same for the stock, for watches, for anything, used car. You know, you see them up and you buy it because it's gonna go up. Once the stock tank, or in this case the Leica R set, maybe from 20 they're gonna go to 17, nobody's gonna buy them because they're so scared that they're gonna go down more and they're afraid to buy them. So they wait. Next thing you know, we're booming again. Lenses go back to 20, 22, 23, and you're gonna be like, when they were 17, I knew I should have bought them. Same with the stock, same with crypto probably, same with everything. So I think, guys, we need to be smart about it and know that after a recession there is a boom, and the boom is gonna come. So I think it's, if you have, of course, I wouldn't put my house and buy lenses or an Alexa, but if you have there $15,000 that you don't know what to do with it, and you find a set of Leica R for 14, 13 instead of 20, maybe it's a good time to buy, you know. But you don't have to be scared, and of course you have to know your financing and be sure you're okay to survive before buying the lenses. Hello from India. I want to improve my storytelling skills. Any idea? Recommendation how to think like the filmmaker? But storytelling, maybe watching movies and try to create your own films, I believe. Have you had the chance to try the new Sony FX30? So regarding the FX30, I know I told you guys that I might be interested in one, but I don't want to be wrong. Is it possible the CVP did a review on it, and I think they compare with the Pocket, with the Komodo, with another camera, and do the dynamic range, stress the +1, +2, +3 stop, and -1, -2, -3, whatever. And I was shocked for how bad it looked. And also I saw, even if I'm, again, not a huge, I don't really have huge problem with rolling shutter, but I saw the rolling shutter for the FX30 and I was like, holy crap, I can't see that. And the Pocket is not as bad. So I kind of gave up the idea. Also here in Europe, at least, you can't really get one until mid-December, if I'm not wrong. There's a big supply issue again. Welcome to post-pandemic. So no, I would love to try one, but I couldn't find one. I checked some footage online also, and guys, I don't know what to tell you. When I see the highlights, like I can literally see 2-second video when you're shooting at the sky from inside the house, whatever, with a little bit of complex dynamic range situation. I can tell right away that's a Sony. Right away. I have to be honest, I'm liking more from what I see. Sometimes I'm there on YouTube checking some camera tests. I think I like Canon colors better than Sony, and also the dynamic range, I think they're pretty much the same. They clip highlights in a very digital way. They don't have a very nice roll off. None of those cameras. And I was thinking a couple of days ago, I was like, how is it possible in 2022 there's no one single camera manufacturer that can give us, for example, the Sony FX30 body, they can't give us the same image quality of Blackmagic. It's just impossible. I work with Sony footage, I work with Canon footage. I see this footage any day because I do the battery lots and everything for the Panasonic, and every time I see the footage I'm like, okay, this is digital, okay, this is Fuji. Okay, this is Sony. Okay, this is Panasonic. I mean, I can't differentiate much between them, but I can tell you right away that is not a pocket or Blackmagic camera. So that's my problem with Sony, and I would like to get one, but also I know I'm gonna be disappointed by the image quality. So I don't know, but yeah, I do want to test one out personally. If I find one for rent or if someone has it here in Lisbon, let me know. Or in Spain, I'm gonna come to you and we can test it out. Franco Biondini, from your experience, do you think it's possible to enter a production company or agency without a work visa? I guess you mean I'm from Argentina in February going to LA a few months. No, you can't for the for the simple reason that they always want invoices and all this kind of stuff. So I think it's pretty hard. It's illegal also, so you can't really go to the US and work. So I wouldn't recommend it to do it. I don't think so. The other problem is that, man, this LA thing, I will never get tired to say, but you're going to LA in February. Good. There's other 25 million people thinking the same thing, going to the same city, and writing the same email to all the same production company you're going to find on Google. I've been there. I did it. Millions of people do it every day. They will never reply to you. They all have DP. There's like more DP than cars in LA. And I said it all because there's a lot of cars in LA. But I think there's more DP. You literally throw a rock in the sky, you're gonna hit a DP in the head. So my point, don't go to LA. It's a waste of time. It's better to start a friendship with director? Yes, it is. Okay, so there's a lot of question. Thanks for the lesson recommendation here today, Matteo. Oh yeah, the Canon FD17. I think it's a bit expensive. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I'm glad I bought my Komodo in July because soon after it got price bump in Euro because of the whole USD Euro situation. Yeah, regarding the Komodo, guys, I because so many people ask me, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I think in 2022, spending $9,000 because at the end, if you want to rig it up, batteries, monitor, spending $9,000 for a camera that doesn't even shoot 50p. I mean, we're what? Back to the 2013 with the Pocket? I don't know. To me, sounds like a rip-off. $9,000 for a camera that doesn't shoot 50p, or it does with a crop, which is embarrassing to be honest. So, but you know, people think that. I think most of the people that buy Red, they buy it because so they can go to the client and tell them they have a Red. I saw footage. Is not the Sony. It's better. Is it more better than Blackmagic? I think it's pretty much the same. Same dynamic range, same pretty much the color. I like the Ursa Blackmagic color a little bit better, but again, $9,000 doesn't even shoot 50p. And then they released the new one, what is the Raptor S35 for 20,000 euros, $20,000, because it shoots 8K 120p. My Ursa shot 8K 120p 2 years ago. And people are gonna still believe everything that Red is gonna tell them. You recommend a Facebook group for used gear? Yeah, I think there's a cinematography marketplace is pretty good. It's a good time to sell stuff now. Yeah. Wait, a new Ursa broadcast D2 cost almost 1,000 more? So you might... Why is that? Is it they just increase the price? How do you manage having clients in different locations? Like production company aren't going to eat you up if you're not around all the time? Not reliable in their city. Yeah, I have some production company that I work with, but not very often. Most of the time, in my case, through my YouTube channel, Instagram, more YouTube channel, I have clients that I work with pretty often. And maybe, you know, they're American, they have to shoot in Europe, like the wine thing. They have to shoot in France and Italy, and they just send me there. So I think it's a good thing because I have clients kind of all over. And if I'm in America, you know, maybe someone in Europe is going to eat me up. They want to shoot something in America. Or if I'm there, maybe some companies there, they're gonna eat me up. But here in Europe, I can go pretty much everywhere. And I'm actually have another quote out for another American client that want to shoot something in Europe. So hopefully it's gonna work out for January. How do you make money during slower season? I try to get at least a couple of jobs a month. And the thing that I do, I try to get higher paying job. So for example, these two things that I shot in Italy and France, considering that in Portugal an average salary is like 800, 1,000 euros a month, with these two jobs, I can go for 6 months in Portugal without any issue. So I try to get this job that allow me to go for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I think that's the main trick. My experience the last year showed me that small medium business cannot afford or don't want to invest in a quality video production. So either they create something very amateur or nothing. Yes, but I think it's also us should be good at trying to sell them something that is not super expensive, but it's maybe a little more expensive, but show them the final result that is very high quality, and try to get them interested in shooting with you, because sometimes I go to company and I'm like, hey, look, I can do this for $1,000, but what if we do this for 3,000? I know it's 3 times more, whatever, but look what you're gonna get. Also, together with the video, we're gonna build a library of footage that you can use for social media clips for the next 5 years, whatever. And that usually works. So, but yeah, people always want to do something expensive with no money. This has always been the case. I think now we can kind of make it work more in our advantage, because with technology, I'm not gonna take the Ursa. I'm gonna take the pocket with the lens. I don't need an AC, nothing. I just go out, shoot my video, take $1,000, and that's pretty much it. So that's the idea that I was discussing before. I think companies are finally realizing that, I'm not saying that they're gonna get things for free, but they don't have to spend $1 million to shoot something cool. They can give the right amount of money to the right person, and that guy's gonna shoot that commercial, that project, that social media clip, whatever. So I think there's a lot of opportunities, actually, guys. It's not the end of the world. So we should use these opportunities and just make it work. Klaxon all over. Honking, honking, honking. Okay. Woo, man, so many questions. Bigger businesses go to commercial agency and spend a fortune. Yeah. Yeah, I think I already answered that question. Get in touch with those agencies that I know. I think the entire agency thing, guys, agency production company, this kind of stuff is a little pain in the butt, because I mean, you're always like getting hired, they pay you your hours, blah blah blah, whatever. Where if you try to get the main client for yourself, even if it's small, I think you can still make a decent money. You can, maybe develop more and more content and just do like keep it as a retainer. I think it might be pretty cool. And better option to get to the actual client rather to the agency. I'm not working with agencies since a while, actually, but I'm always down to do it. I'm always down to work as a cinematographer and everything, but I try to get to the main client now and try to develop his business, his video work for a long period of time. Okay, Daniel Martins. No, wait, where is it? Oh yeah. I'm a top from Portugal. I really love your work. Honestly, a huge reason in me buying Pocket 6K setup a few years ago. Amazing. I think you did pretty good, because no matter what people or YouTubers say about autofocus, EBs, whatever, I think the Pocket 6K is still not one of the best, but the best camera out there for people that are serious about cinematography, because it's again, there's nothing that comes even close to the Pocket. So good move. What is your lighting kit for one-man project? I have a Aperture 300D Mark II and the little MC, Aperture MC. Hello from Bien, Swiss. Nice, capital of the watches. Huge fan. For me, filming is my third job after for orchestra musician. So, oh, amazing. Very nice. Oh, there's a lot of questions. Hi Matteo, when I edit and grade my Pocket 6K Pro footage on DaVinci and output in ProRes, I always get different colors. Like a bit less saturation, less contrast, yes. If you check that file in VLC, it's gonna be the exact same as DaVinci. If you open it online or QuickTime, you're gonna see the gamma shift. So that's a problem, very common problem. There's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. Let's see here. But yeah, it's gamma shift, so no, don't worry, man. It's like, it happens to everybody. And just to give you an example, at least in my case, if I open the same video in Chrome, Safari, and Firefox, they're all gonna look different. So at this point, I'm like, whatever I export, it's fine. Alan, your LUTs are brilliant. Ideal for my Pocket 6K. Looking into my first lighting set, thinking of Amaran 200, f22, P60 and Aperture MC for light kit. I don't know most of them, or I never use them, but I can tell you that with my 300D Mark II, Aperture is pretty unbelievable. Canon C200, the problem with Canon is always the same. They either give you super crappy compressed file or super high data raw files, which are very hard to work with and they take a lot of space. They never give you the nice ProRes, the nice lighter raw, lighter compression, and there's always like a pain with C-Log 2 because you can't really, how does it work? Is that you can't really monitor C-Log 2, you have to shoot C-Log 3, but raw is C-Log 2, and it's just a mess in terms of workflow, so not a huge fan. Even though I worked only a couple of times with the Canon. Thoughts on new pocket camera in the new year? First of all, who knows if they will ever come out, because this is not a guarantee. We talk about it for so long, guys, about these pocket cameras. Who knows? Who knows? Some people want a cube, some people, but I don't think a cube, as I mentioned in the other video, should replace the pocket. The pocket should stay the pocket. I wish they make it a little bit less wide, so a little bit more like an FX30 or something, a little bit more compact, and yeah, maybe if they come out with a cube, that would be amazing. What I would really love, guys, is because here you can see my Ursa Mini Pro 12K, which compared to an Arri Alexa, it's pretty light, it's not a huge deal to operate. But if they can do an Ursa Mini, that weighs a little bit less, I'll be very glad, but I wouldn't like to see the display gone. So if they can, I don't know, kind of like cut it here. I mean, if the battery, if it can be this length with the battery on it and still manage to get a display, I think it would be pretty amazing, but we'll see. We'll see. Daniel Martinez, oh yeah, you ate on a Mac. Guys, I try all of it. I tried the Rec 798. I think I watched all every single tutorial online. Doesn't work. If you export from DaVinci, VLC is gonna look identical. Once you upload it, it's different, and I don't think there's much we can do. How many years have you been in EU? Do you have a visa? No, I'm Italian, so I don't need a visa. I was in the US for 6 years, and I moved back to Europe, Portugal, this year in March. Also wondering whatever Blackmagic comes out with the next would be, I think, 4,000, 6,000 euros sound best. Canon C70 FX6 competitor. I don't know, but whatever they're gonna come up with, I think it's gonna look great. And I think, as I mentioned before, Blackmagic has quite a unique image quality that nobody gets even close. So we'll see. Really appreciate your opinion on camera. I feel the exact way and preach it as well. How have you balanced the expectation with certain clients? Guys, maybe I'm a rare case, but in when I started, in 11 years that I'm doing this job, I never had one client, telling me, oh, you need to have a Red or we're not gonna hire you. Oh, you have to have an Alexa or a Sony. It never happened. So maybe I'm just lucky. No. Every time a client see what I shoot with this pocket, with the Ursa, they're like, oh, holy crap! They're just blown away, and they never really ask for a brand of a camera. So that's what I tell to people that tell me, oh, but my client, I think a guy commented a few days ago saying, oh, I bought a Red because my clients hire me because I have a Red. Those are amazing clients to lose. I would never even work with them. I don't like to work with people that, they don't hire me but because of the talent. They hire me because of the camera. To be honest, no thank you. So that's this. Okay. Man, there's a lot of questions. But I think I was able to go in through the question and also answer to the economic recession kind of thing. Maybe I'm going to change the title later, but we'll see. How do you find pay on pay work when you're starting off? When you're starting off, it's all about your circle. So you need to develop friendship with director, producer, gaffer, get together and start to create things for free and improve your portfolio. Let me see. How do you think the Komodo stacks up against the Pocket 6K? Again, guys, in terms of spec, again, in 2022, but this is not me, guys. I have clients that demand 48p footage. If I don't have a camera that shoots 48, they will never hire me. So what can I do? The Red doesn't shoot 48p. It costs $9,000 and it doesn't shoot 48p. I think it's a camera that already, if it was shooting 48p, I can get it. I can understand the price, I can figure it, but no 48p in 2022. I don't know. I already said it all. I don't think I need to sell anything else. Hello from Brazil. I work at an agency and I feel, I keep losing the chat. I feel very stagnant with the day-to-day production of meaningless content. Any tips to get around situation is very creative? Hi, Gustavo. I worked for 2 agencies in the past, full-time, and I was in the same situation. We shot some cool projects at the beginning, and then everything translated into grilled assembly video, barbecue assembly video, 12 hours a day for many weeks, and I kind of wanted to give up. I think after a few months they laid me off, and I was never more glad, I was never happier that a company laid me off, because it was destroying my creative brain, and it was always the same thing. Yeah, you get your salary, but I don't know. That's how I got out of it. Because also when you work full time, you don't have that much time to do something else. So it's kind of a tricky situation. But in my case, they laid me off, and that was the best thing that happened. Hello guys, hello from Emirates. Hi from Mexico City. Do you charge a rental fee for your gear? Yes, I kind of quote it in, maybe my rate is like 1,500, and then I do 2,000 with Ursa and the Leica, something like that. Always charge for your gear. The Rec 709A doesn't resolve the gamma shift. No, it doesn't resolve the gamma shift. Not for me at least. Aperture Amaran 100K is not bad. I have them. Nice. So have you ever used the Blackmagic Original? What do you think about this camera? Alejandro, it's a joke? Of course I use it. Just Google Cinematic London and you will see one of my first videos that almost has 500,000 views. 6K or the 6K Pro? The 6K Pro has IR&D, but they're not that good. So I will get, right now, if I have to buy a camera, I will buy the 6K G2 and buy some decent ND. Matteo, can you give us some more details on how you landed agency work for your Mercedes ads? Very simple. Director, friend of mine, production company that we work together very often. They got the job and they brought me in. Super easy. Again, relationship, friendship. Always, finding your friends. Victor, I ended up buying the Sony FX30 and the highlights roll-off is definitely not as soft as my pocket. Guys. Some people might not care, if you're doing reel, if you're doing events, if you're doing whatever, people are happy with the Sony. But there is nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Sony looks just like a Sony. It's the same as the Blackmagic looks like a Blackmagic. Sony, again, you show me 2 seconds of footage and I can tell you that's the Sony. Even if you use a Leica R in front of it. It's a little bit better, but pretty much the same thing. Ricky Lafleur, the cam is just a tool. Nobody hires a mechanic because I know. So in fact, I don't know these people. I think these people that tell me, oh yeah, I bought a red because my clients hire me only if I have a red. I think it's a lie that they're telling themselves. I mean, clients are ignorant. They don't know shit about camera. So I don't believe they hire you because I have a red, They don't care about a red. They care that the footage looks good. If it looks like crap, doesn't matter if you have a red on Ari. So Francesco, torna in Italia, apriamo una società. In Italia diremmo col cavolo che aprirò mai più un'azienda in Italia. I will never open a business in Italy again and I will never pay Italian taxes again. I did it for a year and a half. Done. I ever read and no one ever cared about the name. They only see big rigs, yeah. And they're blown away. I agree with you. Hey, to land client, do you use Instagram DM or just straight to email? Also, do you send a pitch deck first? Guys, I have to be in complete honesty now. I'm at the point in my career where I don't really look for clients. So I get requests for quotes through my email. I never landed, I think, maybe one job through Instagram, but it was on Instagram, but it was following me on YouTube. So YouTube is a big vehicle for people to find me. But I never got a DM, maybe once. But everything then goes back to email. And do you send the pitch deck first? I don't know what is a pitch deck, but no. I'm at a point where people reach out to me, thankfully, and I develop a big of enough network that it can keep me busy. And I think YouTube is definitely helping. That's why I want to increase YouTube. This is another thing that I talk quite a lot in the course, which, by the way, guys, 30% off Black Friday checkout. But I talk about it, why everybody was like, what should I do? What should I do for starting? I will do YouTube. I know it's super hard that everybody gets even 1,000 subscribers now. It's a very difficult job and everything, but it might help you. It might really help you. So that's what I do. That's why I'm trying to push YouTube and try to get a big audience. I'm trying to show people that I'm an actual filmmaker. And that's why I push my work, I push behind the scene, I push the fact that I'm a cinematographer, that I don't use autofocus, IBIS and all that crap. I have cinema camera and I can operate a camera and I make feature films, documentary, commercial, you name it. That's the vibe that has to pass through my YouTube channel, because most of the YouTubers out there, they don't even have a portfolio. So I find it very hard that clients might reach out to them unless it's for a review, a paid review or that kind of stuff. But I'm happy because my YouTube channel is kind of bringing me people that know what they're talking about. So when I have a request, they know I'm a cinematographer and they know. So, and they reach out through YouTube. I had a client ask me whether I had a red while I actually had a Panasonic S5 rigged up. Perfect. They don't know stuff. I told you, they don't know. And people that keep telling me that they get hired because they have a... Guys, I understand if you get hired because you have an Arri Alexa LF, but I would never understand getting hired because of a red camera. So let's be clear here. What do you think about the dynamic range of the Ursa Mini Pro 12K? I shoot mainly in 8K, and the dynamic range is amazing. It's like plenty for what I do. Do I want more? Everybody always want more, but I'm totally happy. Is the FX9? Hi from Austria. Hello. Eat simple food. Is the FX9 worthwhile investment to upgrade from an Ursa 12K to FX9? No. I mean, I don't see the point unless you can explain it to me. I don't see why an FX9 can be superior to the Ursa 12K. Again, guys, Ursa 12K can shoot 12K, 8K, 4K, no crop. 12K 75p, 8K 120p. In 8K, rolling shutter is 0, like technically, virtually 0, so you don't have it. It looks like a global shutter. And incredible dynamic range, color science, all the beautiful Blackmagic stuff. So no, I don't think. I think from an Ursa to an FX9, I think it's a downgrade. Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing camera, the FX9, but I don't see how can it be better than an Ursa 12K. Gary, late to the party, no worries. 100 people now, wow. 104. Marco, ciao da crema. Ciao, a lot of Italians. Thanks for the info, Matteo. Have you entered your film into festival? And what do you think about festival runs? Guys, I've been to some really cool festival, but they were more fun. Like you stay with people, whatever. And they ever brought business? No. Did my movie get promoted or went on Netflix because of the festival? No. But I never really went to a big festival, so I don't know. I went to a couple of festivals. I'm still, part of the jury of the one in Ferrara. Beautiful, you meet a lot of people, it's fun, and I've been to the one in Canada, it was amazing, but I'm not sure they're gonna bring more business. I want to start a mini Juan Pedro Torres Caballero. I want to start a mini rental shop. What light should I recommend me for starting? I have a Pocket 4K 6200 and 6 rocking on Cine lens. Depends where you are. Rocking on, I will sell them right away. Maybe get some signal, some maker. Lights for a rental, I'm not sure, because I don't have experience. I mean, I know what I use. I think you have to have a little bit of everything. So aperture, but 600D, 300D, 120D, tungsten on tungsten. I mean, there's plenty you should have if you want to start a rental. But I think aperture is a very good gamma of lights that you can build an entire rental probably out of it right now. Roberto, how the life in Portugal? I'm from Italy. I'm gonna move to the UK next year, and I will have to start from zero. Woo, that's hard to make it in a new city. Guys, I have to be honest. I'm very blessed and lucky that I have this channel and that I have Battery Lads, because Battery Lads, now we have over 22,000 customers from literally every single country in the world. So it's kind of like a way to networking when I go into a new city, a new country. I have people, maybe I post on Facebook group, whatever, or I post on my YouTube channel on Instagram. And I always have people that are either users of Battery Lads, and of course they follow me on my YouTube channel. So this is helping me quite a bit. If I didn't have any social media, anything, starting from zero, I don't know. I guess you have to go out and get a bunch of pint of beers and start meeting people. But maybe Facebook groups could be good. Maybe local rental, something like that. Tell them you're new in town. If you can rent a camera to do some tests. I don't know. That could be a way, but it's hard. Not sure. Oh man. Not sure if you get a chance to look and answer from any of my comments. The problem is that there's so many now that I'm buried in there, and it's already been an hour, which is crazy. Let me see. Leica just announced a phone that emulates Samylax lenses. Wild. We see that. Should I be afraid of IR in Blackmagic 6K when I use ND? Yes, you have to use IR and D. Otherwise, you're gonna have a crap ton of air pollution. Provocazione obbligatoria. Yeah. We'll never go back to Italy just for vacation. I'm a Tom from Ecuador. I'm in the process of selling stock footage. Do you think the agency like film supply or R-grade matter if your footage is from a pocket or a Komodo? No, it doesn't matter. Guys, let's start from the fact that it's very hard to tell a difference between a pocket and a red and an RA. No way. They don't care. You can shoot with whatever. The problem is that film supply, you can't get in. So I think R-grade is your only option right now. How about at this point it's clear what camera you suggest the most. What about the lenses? So I'm not wrong, you do not appreciate, so to speak, the Sigma 82 to 35. That's a great lens. You know, I'm using it now for the live stream, and maybe I use it for corporate videos. But no, in terms of lenses, I think with all these new sensors, we should stay vintage. And I think if I didn't have the Leica right now, I would have get the Nikon Ice. Nikon Ice. Amazing lens, pretty good value, and amazing bokeh. I like them. A bit soft, but I love it. Can you pause this video after the session ends? Yes, this is gonna be just a regular video, guys, so no worries. I just picked up an Ursa 12K, I'm excited to use it, yes. The crazy thing about the Ursa 12K, guys, that if I'm not wrong, and I think I'm not wrong, this camera is 2 years old. And when you see the specs, there's absolutely nothing that comes even close. Okay, it's ugly, it's made like crap, which my opinion is not really. It's an Ursa, it's a Blackmagic, nobody wants it, it's not a serious camera, it breaks. 12K, 75 frames per second, 8K, 120 frames per second, in-house Blackmagic sensor, zero rolling shutter. 2 years ago, $6,000. I said it all again. How do you approach getting paying clients? No, guys, as I mentioned before. No, okay, wait, the chat refresh. Sorry. Okay. Good group you use gear. Good group for use gear. Cinematography marketplace, I think. How do you find a Portuguese filmmaking scene? I'm not finding it. I did one job here for a friend. I think it's a very, very small cake and the same people are hitting it, but I have my, how you call it? I have my first AC, I have my little crew here that I use. I shoot for maybe American clients, whatever, but I don't really have any business going on in Portugal itself. So I don't know how is the Portuguese filmmaking scene. Not the right person to ask, sorry. On camera matters, I work so much more since I bought a Sony, but I was much happier with my old Fuji. Who knows? I never found a client that asked me for a Sony or a Red or whatever. So, how do you approach getting paying client, guys? I just said it. I think. Sorry, guys. I think an ad just jumped in, which it was not really my intention. I just randomly click a blue thing popping up. So sorry. I have no clue what I clicked. I thought I was getting rid of it, but I clicked on the insert ad thing, so sorry about that. Because I feel it was a drop of 20 people. Damn YouTube and the ads. Anyway. Yeah, paying clients, guys. No, I don't go door to door, as I mentioned before. I just, now they're coming to me, so it's much better. I haven't noticed okay, and have you noticing fixed pattern noise? Have you experienced it? No. Didn't experience any pattern noise whatsoever, but it hasn't been much of an issue at 400, 800. Okay, that's with the Ursa, max ISO you can use is 1000. Honestly, I try to not go even above 800 because maybe at 1000, 1200 is not that good. And it is for post-production editing of an interview video. What do you mean? Editing an interview video. There are too many filmmakers, we don't need any more. Yeah, but how many are very good ones? But mainly, how many can focus manually? Haha. That's a good question. Yes, guys, it's gonna be posted on my YouTube channel. People need to accept the economic reality and get realistic jobs. This I don't agree because no, this is bullcrap, as we call it. This is absolutely bullcrap because what is a realistic job? An electrician, a waiter, or bartender? Guys, there's tons of millions. Like the second biggest search engine in the world is YouTube, and YouTube works. Guess what? On video. There are literally many business building their fortune on YouTube. There's channel for kitchen stuff and chef and documentary stuff, like you name it, and they make $1 billion, like millions of dollars a year. So there's never, like right now, more requests for filmmakers and video. So no, I don't agree on that. And then what is a realistic job? This sounds like those Italian people that are like, oh, are you a filmmaker? Oh, that's not a real job. Of course it is. I make a living with it. What do you mean? And many other millions of people do. I started to convince TV production companies to let me shoot with my Ursa 2K because they didn't want to care about B-roll. What's your strategy? I simply don't work with TV production companies. No, but it's true, I don't. On the lens fronts, what are your thoughts on Anamorphic? Just seen the Kickstarter for lowest nanomorphic compact primes. Yeah, Anamorphic are amazing, but they're not for everyday shoot. So you have to be careful. I will never, the reason why I spent $8,000 for a Leica set is because I can use them on any project, where the Anamorphic, you can't really use them on any project. So you're very limited of the things you can do with Anamorphic. And I think after a while, that Anamorphic look, especially if you have crazy flare lenses, I don't know, I might get tired of it. So I don't know. What is your current? No. Yes. Hobby is great, but reality is reality. Okay, guys, I think we're all agreed to block this guy because I think he's a spammer. So report and block it. I'd use it on my channel. Perfect. Sorry, guys. It was a troll and I didn't realize it. But what is your current Leica R set? So 15mm, 19mm, 28mm, 35mm, 50mm, 60mm, 90mm. 7 lens. I see some EF model Karzai Jena lenses for sale on eBay, average 300-400 euros. They're Soviet. Do you have any experience with Soviet lenses? No. I don't know. I never use them, guys, so I can't really advise to buy these lenses. I use the Nikkor AIS. That's why I said that are very good, but not the other one. Do you already feel at home in Lisbon? And if yes, how long did you need to get used to the new country? Guys, I live outside of Italy since 2013, and I pretty much change home every few months, max a year, for the past 10 years. So I'm kind of used to it. I feel amazing, yeah. Well, I feel at home because I'm back in Europe, so not a big deal. I'm only 2-hour flight from Italy, so that's great for me. So yeah, I feel pretty amazing. It's an amazing city, pretty affordable, so yeah, it's great. I will post this again, thanks in advance. Okay. Some people like raw footage for the final. What do you think? You always make color correction? People like, yeah, for my clients, always deliver in, of course, graded version. Have you ever filmed with a Leica SL2S? No. I think it's pretty good. I did some color grading test for I made the LUTs, the battery LUTs. It looks great, but the file that I had, I think they're super compressed. Still, I could see some artifacts in there. So I think it does give you the option to shoot raw. That'd be great. But otherwise, guys, I don't know. I think Leica has a long way to go. I mean, they should introduce ProRes. They should they should do a bunch of stuff, but and I always see these highlights clipped in all the tests that I see, so I'm not sure if it's a operator fault or what's not, but I don't know. If I said the 6 rocking on, which set I buy for rent? I'm from Lima, Peru. Good question. Depends from your budget, but maybe Sigma are better than rocking, that's for sure. Argue cares about the camera and they specifically ask when you apply. Maybe they ask you what camera you use, but I don't think the client. Film Supply doesn't, 100%. When you apply, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure they ask you because they don't want you to shoot on iPhone. That is not allowed on Film Supply, but any other camera, I think you're gonna be fine. What I meant before is that a client would never care if that's a clip from a Red or for a Blackmagic. It doesn't really matter. How is film business in Italy, Matteo? Can we get hired over there? I think it's pretty horrible. So, yeah. How was film school for you? Cool. Nothing crazy. I did it in Italy university, but that's cool. Hi, Matteo. I was able to acquire a Pocket 6K and much more. Total value 11,000 euros for 2,700 euros. Secondo, if your opinion, you should sell everything and buy an Ursa Mini Pro 12K. I don't know, because I think if you have a 12K, you should get a Pocket 6K to complement it in low light. Maybe keep the Pocket 6K, but it depends from your client, from your job, for all this kind of stuff. So I can't really tell. Your opinion on the Sigma FP? I watched a bunch of video lately, and it's a prototype, and I will never spend money on a prototype. Simple answer. It's a prototype. That's it. And I think it doesn't shoot slow-mo either, so for me it's a big no. Any tip? Getting accepted on Argrid? I don't know, because I can only produce original content on Argrid, so I don't know how their selection process works. If I want to get an IR&D filter for my Pocket 6K Pro, you can use ProMist and IR&D at the same time. Yes, you can. Tell about your experience having a business in Italy and in the US and Portugal. In Italy, guys, I only have a business when I started working freelance. So it was a year. I didn't make much money. I pay a lot of taxes. So that was my experience. Actually, working experience, I only worked for a year and a half in Italy. So, and then for the past 9 years, for the next 9 years, I worked abroad. Having a business in the US is, of course, less taxes, much better. And in Portugal, for 10 years, again, I managed to have 0% taxes, so that's even better. Pros and cons, in America, you can do everything like this. You can open a company from a cab with $70, so pretty easy. In Italy, everything is complicated. In Portugal, I don't know. Portugal, I use my US company. I don't have anything to do in Portugal, so I don't know. I can't tell. Thanks for the feedback on Anamorphic. Any photo on the DZO? They're pretty good, I guess. They're pretty good. The zoom, they're not for me because the closest focus is too close. No, too far. It's too. The closest minimum focus, I don't know how you call it. It was a little bit too much for me, so not too sure. Because my shooting style, I want to go wide and close, and with that one, I think at the 18mm, when I go too close, I can't pull the focus, so not a huge fan. Also, from networking perspective, are you actively engaging in the community? I just immigrated from South America to Portugal. Would love your opinion. The problem in Portugal is that there's not this big community. So for me, it's more, I posted on Instagram, I posted on Battery Last, whatever, and apparently many people were following me from Portugal, so I started meeting people, and and from there I basically made some connections, some became friends, and some work together. We still work together. So that's how I did it. Again, YouTube channel and Instagram was a big help. See, one of these Portuguese people that I met just comment, he's trolling, so already is the best camera. Of course not, but that's one of those Portuguese people that I was mentioning. The Magic 4K, do you think still work? I will get a 6K. Easy. Do you think the Ursa 2K is bad for anamorphic? Why? I shot the Tudor Spec Cat with the Cook anamorphic and the Ursa 12K. It's the best freaking camera for anamorphic. It's amazing. Experience with Zeiss Milvus? Nope. How about the shooting in progress externally really give me extra latitude compared to the internal H265? I'm shooting with the A7S4 and consider getting a video assist to record progress externally. I don't think so. I think you can have a better codec, less compression, less artifacts. In terms of latitude, my opinion, I think is pretty much the same. As one-man band, do you enjoy having complete creative direction, or would rather the client give you creative direction? No, I like it. Usually it's a mix of both. The client tell me what they want and I just jump in and I give them my advice and that's it. Do you also use contact? No, guys, I don't use Zeiss. I don't use contacts. I never had the chance to use them, so I can't speak for them. What's in your cinematographer bag? Not gear, but tools that help you in different shooting situations. Greeting from Mexico. Absolutely nothing. No, I know some people have their trusty monitor, this and that and that. I don't have anything really. It's an empty cinematographer bag. No, I don't have anything. I might like a art that I will bring with me anytime, every time I can, but nothing else. Should I go to film school? I'm able to shoot things by myself, be making YouTube videos for 3 years. I feel like YouTube can teach most things film school teaches. I'm pretty damn sure YouTube cannot teach you what you might learn in a film school. Depends what film school, but most of the people that teach on YouTube, they're not filmmakers. They're barely videographer. Go check their portfolio. Likely there's nothing there. So yeah, maybe they can explain you how a camera works, how a sensor works, but from there to think that it's better YouTube than a film school, absolutely not. I think 95% of the stuff that people teach you on YouTube, they will never teach you in film school. In film school, they will never tell you to use autofocus. They will never tell you to use image stabilization. They're gonna tell you how to operate the camera properly. So no, I don't think all these things that, oh yeah, you can learn everything on YouTube. Yeah, you can learn how to make a pizza or a pasta. I'm not sure you can learn how to be a cinematographer. With 2x, the 17:9 sensor is not so cropped. No, with 2x it's perfect. It's perfect. You can watch the Tudor Spec Cat that we shot. That was all shot in anamorphic, 12K anamorphic, I think. Do you miss Italy? No, because I'm there super often. Now I'm going on the 22nd December for 2 weeks. So now that I'm in Europe, I don't miss it. In US, yes. Do you live in an area where you see a lot of car commercial production? I saw Tom when I was living in the expo area. I actually saw a couple of Peugeot commercial in the downtown area. I'm in the city center of Lisbon, so more the modern part, but I saw a couple actually, yeah. Huge production. Any experience working with NGOs? Sorry my ignorance, but I have no clue what NGO is. Thanks, Matteo. Great value hearing for you speak. Hey, I was able to make it to all the questions. Do you think short form or long form content is better to grow on YouTube channel? What do you mean? If you should shoot a short film or a feature film for YouTube, or what do you mean? Or you're just talking about the duration of a video? Congrats for your content. Thank you. Really appreciating Brazil. Thank you. There's a lot of guys actually follow me from Brazil. Amazing. Have you ever used Leica R3570 f4? Never use it. What do you suggest? Focusing on one-man ops, keeping weight of gear down, even if you reduce image quality a bit, or try to suffer the weight as long as it comes with air? I think you should find a good compromise. I think a pocket, lightly rigged, is pretty light actually. It's pretty manageable to use. So not a big deal. What time it is now? Oh, now it's a little bit. Chat rate, what is it? Okay, guys, I think wow, that was intense, almost 1 hour and a half live. Let me see, there are more questions that I can answer, but yeah, I mean, back to the economic situation, guys, which I think nobody really care. Considering the question were, well, I think they do care, people care, because most of the question were all how to find new client, how do I reach, how do I find new client, how can you get clients, so I think it all has to do with the economic and business side of things, but yeah, that was great. Big fee for me is cost. What about using the money I spend on film school and just make indie films? I mean, I don't know, you probably live in America, so yeah, that's expensive. But in Europe, you can find some almost free film school, I think. Depending how much money your parents or you make, but you can pay almost close to nothing, I think. Are you still planning video on why you never will go back to Microsoft Four Third? Yes. It's gonna come out either next week or the one after. I'm editing it right now currently. Very nice video actually. The duration of content, sub 1 minute videos? No. Duration of video should be at least 5 minutes on YouTube and possibly shorter than 10 minutes. 1 minute video, they're always penalized because they care about the watch time, and with 1 minute video, you don't do a lot of watch time. Ursa G2 or 12K if I were to purchase one? Simple, very simple answer. If you absolutely need ProRes, G2 or the 12K with the video assist. Otherwise, 12K blind. It's just another thing. What percentage of your production is filmed in Super 35? 100%. I never shot one single thing full frame. Just to tell you how much all the full frame bullcrap matters, right? Absolutely zero. The camera is not full frame. Guess what? I never shot one full frame video in 11 years doing this job. The Ursa 12K is so large because there is a huge heat sink behind the sensor. Yeah, you can see through the top of the button fan. Yeah, you're right. Hopefully they can have some new technology that can reduce a little bit the weight. Thanks, Matteo, for sure. Roberto, write me an email for Lisbon. The short answer is, guys, Lisbon is a great place to live and not to work. There's a huge economic issue in terms of budget. There's not a lot of things going on. There's also only 10 million people living here. Budget are mainly super small unless you're in one of those very little cake that they shoot $1 million commercial, but very hard to get in. But it's a good place to be in, not to work, because even working full time here, you're gonna make 800, 900 euros a month, which is a stupid amount of money, even if it's cheaper to live here. But renting in Lisbon, rents are going pretty nuts. So I don't know, but text me. Ursa 12K or Red Raptor, guys. What can I tell you? I just told you. 8K 120 frames per second 2 years ago. Bye Red and internal ND. Thank you for your time and energy, for sure, guys. Thank you guys for being here. 100 people, I didn't expect that. Thanks so much. NGO sono le ONG, organizzazioni non governative. Okay, what about them? I didn't understand the question. I think the question was what you think about the ONG. For clients, I never work with them, so I don't know. But I follow you a long time. Big hat from the Caribbean. Wow, lucky you. Caribbean. Beautiful. Thanks, Matteo. Your information. Nope, I'm from Lithuania. I don't know if I trust cheaper school. I think it's not that they're cheap school. I think those school, for example, if your parents make 100,000 euros a year in Italy, you pay 5,000 euros a month for a private one. If they make 30,000 a year, you don't pay anything, or you pay 500, 1,000 a year. So I think you can find some cheap school. I think there's quite a lot around Europe. What's the storage backup system? I talked for 2 hours about it on the course, so it's a big conversation. But it's Western Digital, a bunch of 8 terabyte. One is the exact same copy of the other one. So yes, yeah, guys, the stream is saved. Once I click end stream, it's gonna upload this video exactly just like a regular YouTube video. So you're gonna see it on my channel. Your favorite movie that you think is a TP the best cinematography visual? Gatto Pardo 1963, which is amazing. But I think I'm more on the modern style cinematography. I love Lubetsky, so I think it's amazing. The latest movie from Terrence Malick, unbelievable. The DP is actually the camera operator of Lubetsky. Lubetsky didn't shoot it, and I think that's one of the most stunning visual I ever seen. A Hidden Life, I think it's called. Hold on a second, let me Google this. Terrence Malick, A Hidden Life, Terrence Malick. If you didn't see that movie, guys, one of my favorite one in terms of cinematography. It's pretty spectacular. I attended expensive school and I still bought the full-time filmmaker course. It still wasn't the same experience. There was very good value in the online course. Man, I don't know about that. I'll just shut up. Love your style with Leicas. I have a set of contacts, but think you're switching to the Leicas after watching your videos again. The Leicas guy. I know there's a lot of people out there saying, the contacts are the new Leica, the contacts are this, that. I think Leicas are Leicas. Nothing you can do about it. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. Thank you. Best place to sell used cameras such as a Komodo. I think Facebook groups. I'm seeing 1,000 of Komodo being sold on. I don't know if this is possible, but I think people just bought this Komodo out of excitement and hype. And then they got home and they're like, okay, let me shoot 50p. And the sensor crops. And I'm like, I don't know. Okay, guys, if all you do is 24p, great choice, great camera. But at $9,000 doesn't shoot 50p with a full sensor, and he doesn't have ND. Yes, it's a cube. Okay, it's a cube. We can always go back to the cube thing. But does it make sense to buy a camera only because it's a cube? Like the Ursa 12K completely destroy the Red Komodo. And don't tell me about the global shutter because the Ursa doesn't have any rolling shutter. So I think people are crazy. People are crazy in my opinion, especially after all those videos that you can find online. If you type on YouTube tonight, if you don't have anything to do, instead of Netflix, go on YouTube and type Red Mag scam. And there is a series of videos which are much more entertaining, I think, than Netflix, from Genie something, this guy, that basically tells you everything you want to know about the Red. He's going to tell you that those $2,500 Red Mag, they're made in China, and they probably cost $20, without probably. It goes into depth with the monitor, made in China, but so like it's made in California when they just literally put the monitor, whatever. Red technically, and this is a very nice story too, but you guys have to watch the video. Didn't even invent the first Red sensor. It was a company that they contracted and they refused to give credit, where Arri does indeed give credit to the people that make their sensor, because it's not Arri, but it's a contractor. And with Red is the same thing, but they never admit it. They have more lawyer, if I'm not wrong, they have more lawyer than engineers are in the company, because they're basically surviving with lawsuit. one of the big reasons why all these camera guys like a Sony, Panasonic, they don't have a RAW codec inside is because Red doesn't allow them to have a RAW codec. It's absolutely stupid that someone gave them a patent for RAW video. Imagine, it's like if Hasselblad for some reason is able to patent RAW photo, and basically Sony, Fuji, Canon can shoot RAW. Imagine how far behind the industry will be. I think Red is damaging our industry by leaving us stuck in the past, because it's exactly same thing. Imagine a Fuji camera, photo camera that can't shoot RAW. Imagine a Leica Q2 that can't shoot RAW because Hasselblad patent the RAW photo format. This is pretty unbelievable to me. Not a lot of people know this, but that's how Red made most of his money, I believe. It's with lawsuit and RAW patent and all this kind of stuff. I do think, I read that it might expire in 2023. So that means that technically in 2023, Panasonic can put internal RAW. Sony maybe gonna put internal RAW. Fuji can put internal RAW. That's amazing. That's just amazing. That would be amazing. And that would be a step forward for the filmmaking industry. So, sorry. Yeah, but I see. We can talk even about the Z-Cam guys, but then the post-production Z-RAW is a nightmare. You have to use their own proprietary software, convert it. It's just a big pain. But I do agree that the course option is not what I got from film school, but I feel like there were different networking marketing methods explained in the course. Maybe marketing, because I don't think there's a lot of real filmmaking in there. But yeah, have you tried any other Minolta? No, never tried. Specifically the YouTube channel tactics, algorithm, thumbnails. Okay. Of course, he's a YouTuber, so he makes video about YouTube. So that's interesting though. Red no longer uses Red mags. See, that is great. Of course they don't. See, it is great for the Ursa 12K versus Komodo Raptor comparison. No contest, Red's got a more flexible color by far. No, I don't agree. I don't really trust the studio test, whatever. It's like, I don't agree. And also, go check out those videos about the Red codec, because that's funny too. You can watch them for an hour and you never get bored. Thank you so much for your insight. I learned so much from your channel. Thank you. What case should I not go to film school then? I don't know. But that is the reason DJI running for D doesn't have Apple ProRes RAW. Exactly. Full-time editors are shifting to filmmaking. Consider majority of YouTubers praises Sony for its autofocus. What's your opinion on Panasonic and the relatively cheaper ecosystem for Micro Four Third? It's good. Depends what you do. It will never be like Blackmagic in terms of image quality, dynamic range, and that kind of stuff. But Panasonic is probably the less worst in Sony, Canon, Panasonic battle. Okay, guys, I think 7:30. Gotta go make dinner. Video material, you're storing only finished video. No, I'm storing everything. That's why I keep buying hard drives. Also, Red is a patent. Red, again, you can defend it as much as you want, but it's the anti-filmmaking company, a company that doesn't allow the industry to develop and keep suing all other companies. To me, whatever. Then if we want to start to talk about the hydrogen fund, where they charge 100% of the deposit to all the people to finance a project that didn't exist. And when it came out, guys, I did try the hydrogen fund and I was like puking on that monitor. It was just the most terrible thing I've ever seen. But I remember these Red fanboys preaching the hydrogen phone, the most exciting Red project ever created. A 3D monitor. My Nokia 3310 looked better, and I remember I took photos on that phone, and I think my iPhone 3GS took better photos, which is quite unbelievable for a company that makes cameras. But with that, I'll close the chapter red. I don't know, Victor, how red does how Blackmagic get around the raw patent, but I'm glad they found a way. And I think what red really deserves is like a massive company that's gonna sue them, and maybe it's gonna be the end of it. But I don't know. It's a bummer because they're really keeping the industry behind. Cool. I have a Blackmagic Pocket Camera. Which video editor software do you recommend for me? DaVinci, of course. Can assist on set for free work. That's what said for work. Thank you guys. Okay. Yes, Grand Piri is a genius. I totally agree with that. All right, guys, thank you so much for being with me tonight. Really appreciate it. I hope that I answered some question regarding the recession, but I think we're also finding the clients. I think there are two connected things, so I think it's gonna be nice. Cool. Next move of Blackmagic. I wish I knew, but if something's coming next year, I can't say anything. We were talking maybe if something it will ever come. I don't know. I'm really hoping, but if it does, I hope I'm gonna be able to bring you some content right away. I really hope so, because I really like Blackmagic and I would love to test the camera sooner than other YouTubers that are gonna keep complaining about the autofocus. But dinner pasta, maybe a ketchup pepe. We don't know. Or maybe I'm just gonna go diet and just eat the salad, which is very likely. Okay, guys, thank you so much. See you the next one. Bom.